Good afternoon to all the participants. Good afternoon, Dr. Sapre. Good afternoon, Dr. Manikar and Dr. Naik. We'll start the session now. However, I would like to make an appeal to all the participants in case we have a connectivity issue and if we are not able to hear Dr. Naik, we will conclude the session. We will not carry on with weak connection because all of you will not enjoy listening to him in the process. So, a warm welcome to all of you. We will begin this session. I would like to invite Dr. Sapre to set the tone of the meeting, and thereafter, I would like to invite Mr. Manikar. Dr. Sapre is the advisor to Rajiv Gandhi Science and Technology Commission. So, over to you, Dr. Sapre.
Good afternoon, everybody. I think we have been interacting for a pretty long time now, and now there is some ray of hope that we are coming to some very specifics. And then I believe, I think if we pursue this, because it's lots of persuasion, and we have been not leaving in between. So I think it's a good sign that perhaps we'll achieve our target. As everybody knows, I think Rajiv Gandhi Science and Technology Commission has been supporting research programs, research activities at institutions, right, with a focus that it should have some application eventually. So the very proposal, the right from the concept note to the detailed proposal and then whatever we sanction, I think the focus is on application. This is the approach, but ultimately the researcher has to perform, researcher has to give out, and even if we have something in mind, unless the research is on board, he has a wavelength, right wavelength, I think we may not be able to, develop something which eventually the experience so far is quite encouraging in the sense that compared to even in the international statistics, I think the way we are funding, it's not a high-tech area, but then I think whatever has a focus, and quite a few technologies have a potential for reaching out to the end users. Now that effort.
Can others hear Dr. Sapre? I can't hear him at all.
No, ma'am.
We lost him, I think, right?
Yes, we lost him.
He's locked out actually. So a brief about Rajiv Gandhi Science and Technology Commission. Rajiv Gandhi Science and Technology Commission finances various educational institutions for the purpose of research and develop innovative products. So we at Maratha Chamber of Commerce are helping to commercialize these technologies. Our role is to bring this technology to various prospective entrepreneurs, and we invite the principal investigator, the scientist, to talk about the technology they have developed, and therein if any of you is interested in taking this forward to adopt as a business module, then we at MCCIA help you to set this up. With this, I would like to invite Mr. Anil Manikar to say a few words before we hand over the session to Dr. Suresh Naik. So, Mr. Manikar, would you like to say a few words?
Good afternoon, everybody. I will just say very few words and in a very brief, and then I will pass on to Dr. Naik. Can you hear me? Are you able to hear me? Okay. Yeah. So as it has been said that Rajiv Gandhi Science and Technology Commission is supporting the scientific and technical research in the educational institutions and universities, and basically it is the research which is an application oriented, which has a direct application for the society. So we always say that once the research has been completed and the concrete outcome has been there, it has to be taken to the common people. Actual utilization should start. It should be a marketable effort. And in that respect, I'm happy to see more than 15, 16 members in this group today. And I'm sure Dr. Naik is eager to show his technology, whatever has been developed out of the support of Rajiv Gandhi Science and Technology Commission. And there will be, I'm sure, few interested who would be keen to try this technology, take it up further at the commercial level, and then it keeps on growing from one to many. And that is the real purpose. We are very keen to see that kind of progress of the efforts. And in these efforts, MCCIA, Pune, and also I think UNDP and I think some more organizations are also joining our hands in passing on this technology. So I must thank all of them profusely. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Naik. I think you may take up now.
Yes.
So this program is brought to you jointly with UNDP, United Nations Development Program, and GIZ, the German Development Corporation, which is a ministry of MSME. Nantari, baad mein aao. With this, I would like to introduce Dr. Suresh Dattatreya Naik, our speaker for today. Dr. Naik has more than 34 years of service experience in education, research, and extension education in the field of fisheries. He is the professor and head of the Department of Aquaculture College of Fisheries, Dr. Bala Saheb Krishi Vidyapith, Dapoli, which is a district of Ratnagiri. His achievements are many, so I'm going to state a few. He's received the late Shri Mukund Dandekar Award for 2014 in recognition of notable research contribution in the field of fisheries under Dr. Bala Saheb Sawant Konkan Krishi Vidyapith, Dapoli. He's developed the Fisheries Museum in the Department of Fisheries Biology for the benefit of students of College of Fisheries in Ratnagiri. He's organized National Symposium on Empowerment of Rural Communities through Aquaculture at College of Fisheries. He's guided more than 30 MFSC students and more than 7 PhD students in the discipline of fisheries biology, aquaculture, etc. He's been appointed as a fisheries expert in the Orissa Public Service Commission, Rajasthan Public Service Commission, and Animal and Veterinary Fisheries University, Nagpur. His achievements are many, so I'm going to let his work speak for itself. With this, I would like to invite Dr. Suresh Naik to start the session. Over to you, Dr. Naik.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you hear me, sir, madam?
Yes.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Respected authorities of my Dr. Bala Saheb Sawant Konkan Dapoli, Rajiv Gandhi Science and Technology, and Maratha Chamber of Commerce, MCCIA, and today's present all agribusinessmen, entrepreneurs, and my farmers, fishermen, and others. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to deliver my technology in this webinar. Friends, before delivering my lecture, I especially emphasize why this project was taken by me, or why Rajiv Gandhi Science and Technology has given me the assistance for conducting this project. Actually, in 1995, there was a big hawk in our aquaculture, particularly in the shrimp farming, and there is a white spot syndrome has come. So farmer wanted to the another alternative species. That time they found one mudcrab, which is the compatible species, and this will give a good future for them. So therefore, they start to work on that aspect. But what happened? The whatever the mudcrab seed is available, that is a natural habitat, and they are uneven size. They are not getting enough quantity. So what happened? Particularly in this scenario, we contacted to the Rajiv Gandhi Science and Technology, and they are understand the importance of this, because mudcrab farming is a lot of scope. This is a low cost technology. We can, within a minimum cost, we can develop this technology, and therefore they helps us, and we have developed this technology in 2014-15, and we have developed the technology in the lab level, and it is to be now it is to be expand to the field level, and it is possible. Only thing is that as the cost is increased, so therefore somebody should come forward and start. So, but this, by these words, I can start my technology. Before I go, I will tell you the developed by us. I'm giving you the idea about this technology. See, this is the technology. Whatever is there, it is in the. It is not possible to explain in all in the 1 hour. But whatever there, I can give the brief idea about that. So please see that. So this is the importance. Why it is important? That this outbreak has come in shrimp farming. But why the farmers or the entrepreneurs are prefer to take this mud crab? Because all of you know that now the mud crab has a good market, particularly if you in a market spaces like any fish in our fishery that you that the type of return entrepreneurs fishermen they are started to mud crab farming, but the problem is not availability of uniform size of and regular supply of seed. And to overcome this problem, we have taken the species, particularly in the SCYLLA species, green crab. We chosen for this culture purpose because it goes maximum size. You don't know. Sometimes it goes to the 3.5 kg size. So definitely they have the good scope as well as they have the non-bearing habit. So definitely they can we can harvest it 100%. So therefore everybody is rushing back. But the problem is again that is the seal. Nowadays, if you see the present scenario, there are some hatcheries have come from the east coast of India. But unfortunately, from the west coast of India, there is not a single hatchery come up. There is a lot of scope for that. If you have developed the hatcheries in our west coast, there is a definitely 100% there is scope for this. This is our Mudcrab hatchery, what we developed in our college. We give a minimum cost. We are developed a laboratory level scales. This is the particularly materials and equipment we are using. This is the simple shed we are using. Particularly, you should know what type of the crab you have to choose. There are the two crabs are available in our market that is called as green crab and red crab. You have to choose this green crab because this green crab have a habit to not burrowing in the mud, but this crab is burrowing in the mud. We can identify with the help of this jelly pad. This is the first leg. With the help of first leg, we can identify. So in the seed also, we can identify if the two spines are present on the first jelly pad, then that is the green crab, and we have to choose the seed crab, a seed for this mud crab family of this particular species. So this is the identification is most important. Otherwise, there is a problem comes. You can see here the mud crabs are available in the nature in a not a clean water, even in the dirt water. It is available in the mangrove areas. And nowadays, everybody is rushing back to collect these specimens. Even the brooders for the hatchery people, they are collecting. So these are the important species which is useful for us. That species, particularly if you see, they have the capacity to survive for any type of water quality. Even though dirt water or turbid water or sometimes the polluted water, also these species can survive. Now I am going to first important steps in that. What is the important steps in hatchery? The first is the broodstock development. Whatever the brooders means the carried female which is carrying the babies, which is the available in our nature also. We can collect it and develop in the laboratory. Second most important is the live food because the babies of this particular crab that is they require the live food only because the live food production technology doesn't know anyone. Therefore, this hatchery has not come up. But in our technology, we have developed this technology of live food production, particularly that the one live food that is the rotendiformis, that is the rotendiformis we have developed in our laboratory. Third one is the water quality. Here the water quality is, even though the animal, particularly big specimens, are available in the nature, in the dirt water, in the dirty water or the unpolluted water, but for the SCYILLA, they require good quality water. Then and only they can survive. Then the fourth step is important, that is the SCYILLA. There are the 5 stages. These 5 stages are of the when babies comes out from the eggs, they shows their 5 stages, and that 5 stages they complete within 15 days. And afterward, the manage particularly after 5th stage, it goes to the megalopa, like a crab-like structure. That is a miniature of crab, it is called. And last is the adult, that is crablet, or we can call it a seal. So particularly all these ZooEA development, they require maximum 30 days. If you see the ZooEA rearing, ZooEA 1 to ZooEA 5, which is critical, important larval stages, that is rearing phase, we have to take the cares. If you are pass out this care, definitely there is the survivability is more. After that, 15th megalopia and crablet, it is no problem because they can survive in the even in the lab also, no problem. So therefore, only 30 days you have to take care of this hatchery. First Broodstock, in that you have to collect the specimen, particularly identify the female, which is the important. We have to identify it is a female or a male. We can identify with the help of these figures I have shown here. This is the, here you can see this is immature female. This is the male, the triangular type of the abdominal flap. This is the ventral portion of the crab. This is also the ventral portion of the flap. In the female, mature female, you can see the abdomen is rounded and flat. So we can develop, we can collect it, this identify the female and bring it to our laboratory, or otherwise you carried male or carried female, we can also bring it to our laboratory and can get we can hatch out the babies. Second is important for the brooders. Important, you have to good quality of water as well as feed so that they can survive. So minimum you have to take 10 to 12 days care of that broodstock in our laboratory. After that, they are hatch out their ZooEA from their body. So water quality, what type of the water quality is required for brooder? Here is we are standardized. After 3 years of our experience, we are standardized what type of the pH, what type of the temperature, how much water exchange should be done for the brooders, that we are standardized, and this is, we have this data with us. You can see here the color changes in the egg mass of the color. Sometimes you can observe some crabs with a red, some crabs with a yellow, some crabs are the baby female crabs with black. But you see the whatever the crab with black color, you have to choose them for hatchery, because this crab will definitely give your baby or ZooEA within 24 hours. So you should know. Therefore, I put here the photograph. Even in the immature stage, you can check it whether they are growing of gonad or not, means eggs. You can open their we can open it, their flap, last cover. This is the cover of the crab shell, and this is the abdomen. Just open with the forceps, you can see the gonad inside, and the color, with the help of that color, we can identify if our female is maturing or not in the laboratory. This is the development in the egg. This is all these things we are observed under the microscope in our laboratory. This is the first stage when the female having the yellow color eggs. These are the yellow color eggs. There the embryo starts to develop here. You can say in the eye placard, the embryo having a particularly eyes are developed here, and here you can see the pigmentation are come to their bodies of the ZooEA, and afterwards, means after 7th day or to 10th day, you can observe the embryo breaks the wall and comes out from the nature, and they are swim in surface water. They are phototactic. You can see here some empty shells also here. So these conditions you can observe in a laboratory. If you find this the twitching of the movement of the embryo is 40 numbers per minute twitching movement, then you can identify that definitely the babies or the ZooEA will come out from them. And so we can take the cares of the further work. So this is the all information we have gathered, that what type of the size should be there and what is the development, how many days they are required here. The second part is the live food organism. Live food organism, there are two live foods are important, which is the must develop in our laboratory because that is the main field of this mudcrab larvae, Zia. That is the first is nanochloropsis, that is the phytoplankton, and the second is Brachymus rotundiformis. There are so many species of Brachymus are in the nature, but after we succeed to find out which type of the Brachymus species is required for particularly for mud crab. Otherwise, mud crab we are not accepted any type of the Brachymus species here. Even the Brachymus species are there, but they want a rotundiform. So the such type of the rotundiforms were collected, isolated, and we are developed initially in the laboratory. So anybody can do like this nowadays because it is a very simple method. With the help of unicellular, we can develop it, and then you can develop a mass level. This is the rotundiformis. This is the main food of particularly mudcrab via. As anybody, or we can say the hatchery people doesn't know what type of exactly feed is required for this mud crab. Therefore, they are not developed. And another problem is that we have to develop this rotifor in a large quantity because they, particularly the via of the mud crab are voracious feeder. They every day one baby via require 30 numbers of roti per day. So you can imagine the how many because the fecundity of the mud crab is 1 million. If the 1 million babies they comes out, so 1 million into 40 you have to develop day to day this rotary farming. So this is the problem. I think the survivability is not getting in the Zuya. It's because of there is a lack of feed. That's the problem. You can see here another problem, particularly we cannot is called as problem, but it is the technically we have to develop this both culture after this nanochlorosis after 10 days and the rotundiformis after 6 days because the lifespan of this particular live food organism is like this 10 days and 6 days. So you have to repeatedly develop this culture in the water body. So and afterwards the mass culture is developed, we can give it to our Zuya. So it is possible in the laboratory, we can conduct it in the large scale. Now we come to the point. Our babies comes out. It is the Zuya. It is the first day. You can see here the Zuya is like this. We can identify the Zuya first day with the help of I ScyIIa. This I is beneath with their body. They have the 5 abdominal segments 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, we can see here it is a mud crab Zuya. It looks like different than their parents. Actually, it is an abdominal flap of crab. You can see here. With the help of this character, we can identify, and this is the phototactic. They are always on the surface water. They are big. You can see the number of quantity because one female they give about 1 million, so 1 to 4 million. So we can develop such a larvae, Zuya, and convert it into the crablet. So I think it is one crab can be enough for our start our business. So like that, but only thing is that you have to develop all the food organisms and all that. And here you can see and this stage is completed after 3 days. So after 3 days, this stage are converted into the next stage, that is the second stage, their molting takes place. Means molt. They are expelled out their outer exoskeleton and they converted into the another. For the first stage, you have to give the feed that is 60 numbers per liter rotifer. Means in the water body, you have to give the 60 numbers per liter. Means if you have a 500 liter of water body, you have to multiply the 60. That number of the rotifer should be in the water body. And plus 20,000 numbers per liter, that is the nanochlorosis, that is called as chlorella also. And this chlorella you have to give 4 times in a day. So it means you have to observe all the activity throughout the day. Then the next stage, that is second stage, you can see the eyes are stopped. Means here eye comes out from their body and it is separated. How instead of like a first stage, here also there is no development addition of the abdominal segment, but the tailson means the tail portions having the spines is 4 plus 4. You can see here also the feed is the same pattern you have to give like a first. After sixth day, means it converted into the seventh day, that is the next stage, that is called as the third stage. You can see here the increment of their abdominal segment, one more, and tailson only same. Only the additions of segment is here, and the slightly there is an increase in the size of the body. And here we can give the additional zooplankton that is called as Artemia, which is the most important proteinous live feed, which is available in the market. Because this stage, at the third stage, the particularly crab zuia becomes very active, they require more number of feed. If the feed is not getting, they can attack on their brothers or mother also. That is the important thing you can remember. After that, the fourth stage, you can see it comes to the 10th day. Every time when the stage change, there is a molting takes place. You can see here in the 10th stage, means fourth stage, it becomes more active. It is very active, and it shows the typical type of their movement of their abdominal flap. Here you can see development because they developed the thoracic segments. Means we can call it as some of the legs that are developed in their just above the abdomen, and abdomen segments also developed their legs with the form of birds. Here in this stage, we can see here the birds formation. It is clearly seen under the microscope. The birds formations are there. Here you have to give the rotiferous numbers are more because they are again more active. When the particularly the stages are going next and next stage, that time they require more and more feed because they are very predatory as well as they are very voracious feeder. Then the 13th stage, we can see very interesting character that pleopods means the swimming legs which are present here. They are with cities are developed in small flagellas are there, and they move one place to the another place, means one corner of the tank to the next corner of the tank, and they are very active. So that time we have to give the artificial feed that is 0.50 gram per ton of water body, because here if you are not giving the artificial feed, they are not happy with your feed. Otherwise they will attack you. Once your fifth stage comes, and if you are success in the fifth stage, you can achieve because after fifth stage there will be no mortality at all, because that time all the zuia are converted into the different structure of their body. It looks like a miniature of the crab, and they are go sink to the bottom and they settle in the bottom, and they are not that much active, they're that much predatory on the body. Here in this stage, you can see here the first walking legs are clearly developed with the chelipeds, carapace or brooders, and they are in this stage. They are very much moved in the bottom side, and there is no problem for the attacking each other because we are providing 100% artificial feed. So up to the 24 days, 18 to 10 Megaflop comes. Then 25 to 30, there is an increment in the body structure and the weight that is called as crab instar stage. They looks like a crab structure, but the shape is slightly smooth. And on 30th day, you can observe there is a, you can see here, there is a movement of our crablets. You can see here, like say, adult crab. And once it becomes a crablet, its size is about just this is also called as a matchbox size, 1.2 centimeter size of the crab, and has a good market. And once it becomes, you can see here, all the crab slates are uniform size. They are uniform size. As they are uniform size, it is very benefited to put in our farm to the farmer. So there is no such, there is a cannibalism takes place or attacking each other. So for the crablet, which is the very small in size, we can see all parts of the body observed like a adult. So like this, 30 days, within only 30 days, we can complete our seed production. And among them, 15 days, it is crucial. After 15 days, there is no crucial. But the 15 days, you have to concentrate. If you concentrate, definitely there is a lot of hope for our particularly this business. And as such, there is no hatchery is available in our coast. There definitely there is a good market. So everybody rushing back to us, we want a seed, because the seed, whatever the seed is coming out from the hatchery, is uniform size and regularly it is available. And therefore, this technology should be particularly go to the particular agribusiness people or the entrepreneurs to start, and that is the most important. This is the seed. This is the final crablet seeds we produce in our laboratory. We are showing this photograph. These are our particularly, we have developed the series also, which is the particular how it is developed. And also we have published a book on this. What is the technology developed and our Rajiv Gandhi. To your hatchery, what is the particular diagrammatic layout should be there, which is the ideal. Whatever the particularly you see here, the seawater, it should be ideal. It should be seawater. It should be near the seawater. And it should be pumped out with a reservoir. Reservoir should be there. We can treat it here, then store the water. Then that water will come to our rotifor, chlorella, phytoplanktons, develop our separate. Our laboratory should be there. Then the brooder tank should be separate in the one side. Then we want a rearing units, that is the ZcyIIa first to ZcyIIa second, ZcyIIa third, ZcyIIa fourth, ZcyIIa fifth, and Megaflop. Once the Megaflop develop, you can develop, we can construct a small nursery pond in our near our hatchery, and we can put it in the crablet, whatever develop here, and from them, so this is the layout I given, the ideal for our hatchery. You can how you can go for this that is infrastructure development, live action, and then you can go for the demonstration. Minimum 1 hectare pond should be, when the area is there, production capacity is 1 million seed. As per the today's demand, we can per year we can develop, we can produce the 1 million. We can produce more than that if you are invest more. But in my economics, I have given that minimum 1 million if you have put. If you want, then we can return your whatever the material after 7 years. So 4 cycles we can done in per year. 2.64 lakh feed products. 10 numbers of brooders we can collect it. So we can cyclically we can produce more number. 1 million egg produced. Weight of the crab brooders we want 600 to 800 grams. Then only we can get it 1 million. Then hatching eggs 22%. Stocking ZcyIIa is 30 numbers per liter, because there is a particularly stocking density is maintained in the water body. 30 numbers is 80%. As if the water is good condition, there is not necessary to 80%. You can produce it, but it depends upon the water quality what is available. Then the live foods should be there. Then the third, what I am telling, because whatever the hatcheries in the East Coast, they are also getting 7 to 10% of survival from the ZcyIIa. It's because of they are not getting enough quantity of food. So therefore, my suggestion is that whenever you go for the hatchery, you should develop a good live food laboratory with a huge quantity of particularly feed. If you are produced, definitely there is no more crablets. So brooder tank size should be like this. Percentage of the hatchling, we can get it 80%. We are putting here the 40% crab, because nowadays it goes to the 40 rupees per crablet. Earlier it was 10 to 15 rupees. Now the demand is increased, because they know one crablet, if it go up to the maximum 800 grams, it will give a 2,000 to 300 to 3,000 rupees for this piece. So they are ready to give this type of the price to the crab. This is the cash flow items. We maximum 7 crore 11 lakh. We have to put it. We can reduce. This is the depends upon the entrepreneurs what they are where their own land. Then definitely there is a reduce the cost. If they have their own labors, they can reduce it, or whatever the facility have, we can reduce it. But just for a those person having doesn't have any land or doesn't have any staff, so they have to invest this much money, so they can be returned back after 7 years all the money. So this is the cash flow I put it here. These are the some dignitaries visiting my hatchery. If you want to construct the hatchery, it is a one-time investment. You should do like this. Your lab should be high-tech. It should be well developed like this, with a light should be come inside with a big 1 ton, 2 tons tank should be there, so you can get it more and more ZYIIa. You can keep it with a well equipped aerations and even also the all feeding water insertions facility. We can see here some of the tanks we are showing here. These are the particularly hatching tanks where we could keep the particularly brooders individually, so that the babies, whatever they are collecting from this particularly this place. So this is the, and this is the larval breeding tank. Actually, color of the, you can see, we can get the idea of it, because this color is coming up because of this chlorella, and the aeration should be given continuously. 24 hours aeration should be required for ZYIIa. Then only it can be a problem. So these are the slide I showed. Just if you want to start a hatchery, it should be the picturized hatchery should be like this. Then it is the most important, that is your livelihood culture lab. It should be like this. You can see it's a pure culture. It is a lab culture developed by chlorella and the rotifer, which is the isolated. And after that, this tank, this jar or this glass material, they are putting into the big tonnage of water for their dilutions. And after that, that dilution they are using for the laboratory. But the inoculum, which is the important, you have to develop in our laboratory with the all the facilities should be developed. If you have such facilities to develop, there will be definitely good production we can get it. So here, this is the large scale life food organism we are developed here. After from the lab, it is transferred here, and like that tanks we can develop. And this water to add in the daily for setting up the hatchery for quality seed production. You have to give this more important point. You should 4 points you should be keep in the mind. That is the first is good source of seed. Hatchery should be site selection is important. There should be the water should be unpolluted, and they have shown the very nice parameter that pH should be above 7.5. Dissolved oxygen more than 5 ppm. Salinity should be, this character should be there, and without any sand, it should be there in the water body. While you start, anybody want to start their hatchery, these are the 4 important factors you should keep in the mind. If the 4 factors are available, definitely you will get a success. Technicians particularly those who know
I think connectivity.
24 hours, you have to 8 hours they can observe and definitely get a good results. And hello, can you hear me? So technicians should be there. Live food fraction high-tech laboratory. I can say if you want to start the hatchery, you have more concentrated on the live feed production. You have to concentrate on their, if the budget is increased, no problem for that. But live feed, if you have produced more, you can develop more and more crablets, because we have a benefit that one female having the so much of fecundity, like that fecundity is not available in any fish, because 1 million to 4 million, at least I can say from the 15 lakh yeah, if you convert it into the crablet, it's we can get it more. But for that you have to develop this live feed production technique, and this is the, I think, is the bottleneck of the problem in our hatchery, that they are not succeed, or they are not giving me good productions here. So hello, uh, hello.
तुमचा जो इकॉनॉमिक्स आहे ना, थोडक्यात सांगू शकाल का तुझं? म्हणजे तुम्ही जे इन्व्हेस्टमेंट आणि हा जो इश्यू आहे, थोडासा थोडक्यात सांगा. तुम्ही ते कॉम्प्लिकेटेड टेबल केलं होतं, त्याच्याऐवजी तुम्ही जर का एवढी इन्व्हेस्टमेंट, एवढं टर्न होऊ शकतो, असे काही सांगा.
सर हे बघा, फॉर 1 million सीड जर तुम्ही प्रोड्यूस केलेत, 1 million पर इयर, ऍटलिस्ट इनिशियल जे आपले जे बजेट जे आहे हे टोटल 7 crore 11 lakh येतं. हॅलो, कॅन यू हिअर मी? हॅलो,
या
7 lakh.
बोला.
Among that 4 lakh 11,000 is particularly of running expenditure, and this mostly this expenditure is because of we are appointed a technician, because the technician's salary we have to give the more than 35,000 rupees.
Yeah.
Understood, sir. So this is the problem nowadays you have to take. So the mostly the expenditures are coming for initially the capital cost is more, that is particularly 4 to 5 lakh crore. After that, once it is you are invested, then this will be slowly we return back, because from the 1 million you will get a 40, means 4 crore rupee you can get in the first year only. So like that every year you can get it, the 1 million, or if you have all facility with you, and if you have a good live food production unit, and so instead of you go for 1 million, you can increase it to 2 million, 3 million, because 1 million, whatever I'm explaining here, it is of 10 brooders. I'm expecting the not a survival of all ScyIIa here. If you are developing the live food laboratory is well equipped, definitely there will be the more survival, and you can produce more crablets. Rather than 1 million, we can go to the 5 million, 10 million, like shrimp hatcheries. So that will be definitely we can do. But the trial should be taken for, or somebody should come forward for this investment. And if it is happen, definitely there is a lot of scope. Why I'm telling this 7 crore? Because you can invest in the 5 lakh, 50 lakh, we can start your backyard hatchery also, no problem for that. But the return, because nowadays everybody is required the money immediately. They want the profit should be within 1 or 2 years. It is not possible in this graph, because you have to take once you are expertise, you can do it experiments, and you can increase your production, and that will be definitely good. There is a lot of scope. Whatever though you produce, your seed will not keep in your pond. It will there will be huge demand. Just you see, sir, if you announced here by any farmer, any hatchery people, we can supply the seed in the Konkan region or the Maharashtra coast. There is a number of farmers come forward to purchase this. There is a list of developers. So there is a huge demand for this crab, but it should be start. It is the time to start this hatchery in our area. If somebody told me just I want to start just technology to understand, and I can start the hatchery, no problem. We can guide him. We can give the technology through MCCIA and people. Hello. Hello.
ऐकू येते.
So only thing is that somebody should come forward and start. Some people are coming nowadays to start. But another thing is that definitely once the hatchery starts, So definitely there is a production that comes out, and as the production is coming out from the hatchery, there will be starting more and more Mudcrab farms in our coast, not in the Maharashtra coast, but the west coast of India, because they are just a standstill because of they are not getting the seed. But the hatchery, if it starts, definitely. So some should come forward, some should take the initiation for taking these hatcheries, particularly the crab. And everybody knows the cost of the crab and crab demand, not only in the domestic market or Indian market, but also in the foreign markets. There is a lot of scope for this this animal, this particular fish. Thank you, sir. Hello.
तुमचा मिनिमम वाळगल साईज काय आहे म्हणायचा हॅचरीचा, म्हणजे मिनिमम जो आपण म्हणतो ना की एक क्रिटिकल साईज आपण म्हटला समजा, तर
1000 meters सर 10 गुंठा 1000 meters घेऊन करू शकतो आपण सर मिनिमम. म्हणजे इन्स्टेड ऑफ यू आर टू कन्स्ट्रक्ट द पॉन्ड वगैरे काय करायचं नाही, ओनली लॅबोरेटरी करायची आणि त्याच्यामध्ये फक्त टाक्या ठेवायच्या आणि जस्ट एक सुरुवात करायची. तर 10 गुंठ्यामध्ये होऊ शकतं सर ते आपल्याला 1000 meters. And I can say, sir, if anybody's come forward, no, so I have a list of the farmers. They want seed, but then I given the addresses of the East Coast peoples that you go and contact these people like that. Instead of that, here the hatchery should become.
Yeah, somebody who has a muscle to invest, I think somebody of that type has to come.
Yeah. Sir, I think, sir. Doctor, this Kiran Khanolkar and these people are very much interested that
Khanolkar मध्ये बोलले होते.
ते Salgaonkar, these people. So they are even identified the site in our Ratnagiri coast, and I've shown that site. They show me site. That is good site. They can start there, but only thing is that they told me that they want help, means permission and all that procedure they want from you. Then they are ready to start.
त्याला मदत करता येईल काहीतरी, पण मला काय म्हणायचं होतं की स्पेसिफिक जर येत असतील पुढे तर मदत आपण म्हणजे स्पेसिफिक प्रॉब्लेम असेल तर तो मदत करता येईल. जेनेरिक टाईप सांगता येत नाही, पण बेसिकली समजा या ठिकाणी काहीतरी आहे तर तेवढ्या पुरतं आम्हाला काहीतरी पुढे शब्द टाकता येईल. पण अदरवाईज द पर्सन हॅज टू टेक व्हेरी कीन इंटरेस्ट टू रिअली कम फॉरवर्ड अँड टेक.
Sir, that peoples, they are not interested for financial assistance. They just some paperwork. They told me that we want permission like that. If you start there, government should not be given. You should be given the permission to start there like that. They want that the help.
त्याला काही त्याला शब्द टाकता येतील, पण मला काय म्हणायचं होतं की स्पेसिफिक कुठे अमुक ठिकाणी आढळलंय म्हणतात तिथे काही बोलता येईल. आता आहे ना ब्रॉड बेस सांगता येणार नाही, पण इंडिव्हिज्युअली आपण तसं मदत करू शकतो. इनफॅक्ट MCCIA वगैरे सुद्धा ह्या बाकीचे फिनान्शियल अरेंजमेंटच्या अँगलला सुद्धा त्यांची मदत होऊ शकेल. फक्त एवढंच आहे की त्या माणसानं जो आहे तो स्पेसिफिक पुढे यावं की बाबा मला आधी सेटअप करायचं आहे असं म्हटलं तर काहीतरी आपल्याला हालचाल करता येईल.
सर नाही ते येणार डेफिनेटली. They are definitely one in my eyesight. These people are particularly, these two are important. These are person definitely there because they are last 6 months they are behind me. We want to start in our. So
त्यांच्यामध्ये फोन आला होता, तुमचं नाव त्यांनी काढलं, ते म्हणले की तुम्ही सांगितलं म्हणून बोललो, पण म्हणजे तुम्ही गो अहेड. ऍक्च्युअली मी त्यांना म्हणलं की आम्हाला काय, आम्हीच मला कुठले हर्डल्स निर्माण करणार नाही आणि तुमच्या असतील काय हर्डल्स ते आम्ही सॉल्व्ह करायचा प्रयत्न करू, पण तुम्ही मात्र ग्राउंड लेवल तुम्हाला सगळं काम करायला लागेल. त्याला बोललो त्या दिवशी.
नाही सर, पण मला एक काय वाटतं माहिती का सर, आपल्याकडनं एक पत्र जाऊ दे त्यांना द्या की काही हेल्प लागणार असेल तर आम्ही तयार आहे, एक्सेप्ट फायनान्शियल काय असेल तुमचे टेक्निकल असेल त्यांना मदत करा. म्हणजे कसं आहे, त्यांना उद्या दाखवायला ते काय म्हणत होते मला की आम्हाला दाखवण्यासाठी सुद्धा कोणी जर सुरू केलं तर कोणी जर आम्हाला ऑब्जेक्शन आणायला नको.
त्यांना सांगा तुम्ही की आम्हाला त्यांनी म्हणजे समजा स्पेसिफिक लिहिलं तर आम्ही त्या पद्धतीने त्यांना रिस्पॉन्स देऊ ना. तसं काय कमिशनला तेवढी अडचण नाही आहे काय, कारण एनकरेज करायचा आमचा म्हणजे कमिशनचा उद्देशच आहे. आणि MCCIA वगैरे मुद्दा अशासाठी आणलंय की
सांग.
तुम्हाला हे बँकिंग सिस्टम वगैरे याच्यातनं कुठून तरी काहीतरी समजा सपोर्ट पाहिजे असेल तर ते MCCIA त्यामध्ये मदत करू शकेल. पण आता त्यांच्या स्पेसिफिक माणसाला पुढे यावं की मला आता हे करायचंय, सांगावं.
बरोबर बरोबर.
पार्टिसिपंट्स पैकी कुणाला काय विचारायचं आहे काय?
नमस्कार.
एंटरप्रेन्योर जे आले त्यांनी काहीतरी विचारायचं असेल तर.
मला असं वाटतं की याची एक शॉर्ट समरी फक्त बनवावी की साधारणपणे जागा किती लागते, त्यानंतर काय काय इक्विपमेंट किंवा मटेरियल्स लागतं, काय काय लागतं, याची एक शॉर्ट 1-2 पेजची जर अशी समरी केली तर त्याच्यामध्ये थोडस इकॉनॉमिक पण टाकता येईल की ओके तुम्ही जर का इनिशियली 1 लाख रुपये
डॉक्टर नायक आता स्क्रीन बंद केली तर
करण्याची
चालेल,
पॉसिबिलिटी आहे.
तर आपल्याला सगळे पार्टिसिपेंट्सला बघता येईल.
तर अशी समरी कदाचित म्हणजे थोडा आणखी एनकरेज करण्यासाठी उपयोगी पडू शकेल असं मला वाटतं.